Alright, in this video we're going to show you how to take an H-jig mold and make it to where you can put an underspin on it. And what you need to do is take a wire form. The wire form that we use is WEY375. Now that you've got your wire form on the mold here, you want to put it where it's not down in the other jig head, but it's up enough in this one that it holds well. Then you take the mold and shut it, squeeze it tight so that it makes that little indentation in the mold, so you'll know where
Squeeze it hard as you can.
Where to mill it out. Now that I've done that, you see here where it's made that little indentation, so now you know where to mill it out when using the drill press. And all that you mill out is just a little round head right there. I have the mold clamped down to the drill press now, and you don't need to clamp it too tight because you'll make indentions in your mold. And you want to set the drill press to where it bottoms out here, and then you can give it a little bit more pressure to drill. And you don't want to go but about half the distance of the wire form here. Just go ahead and turn it
off of it when you turn it on.
Alright, so now that I've turned the mold around to do the other side, then you clamp it back down. And also be sure to remove this piece so it's not under the mold or getting in the way of anything. And then you just put the mill back down to it. Alright, so now what you need to do is you need to take your wire form, put it in the mold where it's supposed to be right here. Shut that down tightly, hold it, and then you need to take a C-clamp here, clamp it down tight to where you make that indentation in the mold.
You want to squeeze it till that closes.
Now that you have done that, you can see there it makes that little indentation in the mold to where the wire form will fit in there better.
A little more. A little bit more.
Alright, so I have my wire form now and my hook in the mold, and we're going to use the Lee Pro lead pot. It works the best for hard pours. That's what you have there, wire form, perfect.
Alright, we got our H-jig and our underspin wire in it. Looks good, it feels good and tight. The reason we like the Pro model lead pot is because it gets a good quick pour around that. It won't wiggle. If we use our other lead pot, it seems like it won't do it fast enough, so if you don't have a Pro model, you may want to use a ladle when you pour it. And then to paint it, I just stick it in the fire here for a couple seconds and turn it a little bit, and then dip it in the paint. Shake it off. That's gray powder paint. We took white and black powder paint Comes in these big canisters from Harbor Freight. It's about, I think it's like $6 or $7 for a big thing of this. But you can mix them to make other colors. They got red, black, and white, and yellow, which I don't care much for the yellow, but it does really well. You see how the underspin looks really thick on the paint. When it, after we bake it and cure it, we'll take our needle nose and we'll just pinch it, and we do, all that powder paint will pop right off of that underspin wire, and it'll look really good. We'll show you when we get there. We'll go ahead and turn our oven on. I'll hang it in here. We got it on about 250 degrees. We'll let it bake for about 15 minutes and then we'll come back to it.
Alright, so once you bake the jig head, to get the paint off the wire form, all you do is you just take a pair of pliers, put it on the end, very end of the pliers, you just squeeze and break the paint up, and then wiggle it back and forth and break it up some more. And when you're working the paint off the wire, you don't want to grip it too tight because you don't want to loosen the wire and the lead on the jig head. And so this is what you'll get. Alright, so we have our jig head here. We're going to be putting Oz and the underspin on it. So the underspins that we use are these Rock Island custom rigs and jigs. It's the 3.5. Looks like this right here. Not too big, but not too small. And then the size 2 swivels. Alright, so now we're going to be putting the eyes on the jig head. Of course, you need some super glue. You can just buy this at Walmart. All you do is you put a small little dab of it in the eye socket of the jig head. Alright, once you get that, you take a little needle and just poke it down a little bit in one of the eyes on the sheet. I'll show you like that. So you can pick it up and place it right where you want it in that socket on the jig head. Just kind of position it where you want it. Alright, and that's what you get right there. So here's both eyes on the jig head now. Now we're ready to put the underspin on it. Alright, so now all you do is you take the size 2 swivel, simply just put it on like that right there. Then you need to take you some pliers and squeeze this part shut here. So after you put the swivel on, you just take pliers and you squeeze that shut where it won't come off. And after that, it's time to put the blade on the swivel. And you'll need you a pair of split ring pliers to open it up here. Alright, so I've opened it up. Take the blade and just put it right on the split ring. And alright, there you go. You got your underspin and ready to go. It's ready to fish with now. This is also our other swim bait head mold that we've recently modified. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope this teaches y'all something. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.